Hello everybody and welcome back to the Library of Ruina. Alrighty, let's not waste any time. We want to get big progress in this episode after all, because there's been a couple new mods. Maybe not like a huge amount, but there's been a few. So we're gonna start on a pretty simple note. And we are going to unlock Mao's older form. It's gonna be great. Trust you me. Alright. So, 700 health, endured 2/ and blunt. 400 stagger. That's it. Speed dice +1. Gain a speed die on the fourth scene. Gain an additional one if there's an enemy whose emotion is level 4 or higher. Does not gain speed die from emotion level bonuses. Okay. Burst sword skill. Defensive dice power +1. If emotion is level 3 or higher and fine soil is not less than 0, all dice power +1. If emotion level is 4 or higher and fine soil is not less than 3, inflict 3 burn on hit. Can use unique ego page, Bloodfest, and Royal Guard. Recover 3 HP when recovering HP. So let's say you have the passive where you win a clash, you recover 1 HP. It'll actually be 4. That's pretty good. Gain 1 protection at the start of the scene. Upon taking a lethal blow, recover all stagger resist and recover HP to 500. Remove all negative status effects. Add Super Boiled to hand. Gain 3 feeble and no longer receive damage this scene or the next. Lightning Shot. If fine soil is not less than 2, restore 1 light, draw 1 page. Fine soil. Specific pages can spend fine soil for a boost. 3 fine soil can be stored at once. Jugular Rip. Gain 1 fine soil and inflict 1 bleed. Gain 1 fine soil, slash, blunt, and pierce with the paralysis. Demon Slice. Gain fine soil, inflict some burn. Heart of Aurora. All allies gain 1 Aurora, and on clash win gain 1 Aurora. Recover 2% of max HP at the end of each scene. Reduce 1 stack each scene. That sounds freaking busted. Look at that. Mao, our littlest support, is gonna become an even greater support. I'm so proud. Heart of Corundum. If fine soil is not less than 3, this page will return to hand next scene. On clash win, inflict 1 paralysis. Okay, fair enough. Continuation. Spend 1 fine soil if target has burn or bleeding or paralysis. Inflict 2 burn, bleeding, paralysis next scene. Double down. Spend 2 fine soil to inflict 1 burn to all enemies. If you have 3 fine soil, inflict 2 burn instead. And on hit, inflict 2 burn twice. Well, it's only fitting we take Yasad for this, right? Or we could take Malkuth's floor. We'll take Yasad. Alright. We're gonna turn on our arrows, because why not? Let's see, what are you going for? Fine soil, jugular rip. Ooh, that double down is probably gonna hurt. So, let's see what we can do. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a juicy turn. Here we go. Game's lagging a little bit. I might restart. Swaging pulls, we get a little bit of draw. Beat him up! Okay. Even though she is endured, it's working out great. Mao. Oh, inflicting a bit of paralysis. You'll love to see it. Hit her hard. Hit her fast. Oh, yikes. The game is really struggling. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and restart, and I will see you guys here in a second. Okay. Okay, I think I actually finished? I think I actually found what was causing the issue, so we're gonna see if we lag, and if not, then I'm definitely gonna restart. But, should be fine. Super OP charge page. Double block. That's less light for you. Executioner's Insight, Binding Chains. Not that they're going to do anything. Will of the City, so that we gain a little bit of light and draw. Okay, we take a little bit of damage, but we're inflicting major paralysis. We're going to be able to use this page twice, thanks to the OP power of Kitteh. Starlight Bond is going to get us a little bit more charge. Okay. So, by the way, I am using HUD's page from... Oh, the name is escaping me. The really big mod that we did the other 3 episodes ago. The name is completely escaping me right now. But you know the one. You know the one. Let's see. So, obviously, she is some form of shimmering, because we're not able to really take down her light. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for a multi-slash right here. Honestly, it could just be the fact that we're using Yesod's floor to be the reason why we're lagging so much. I'm going to go for both Needlework and Assuaging Pulls. That way we can get ourselves fully stacked up. Let's see. I'm going to go for Binding Chains. Okay, and that should do at least something. We'll go for Unlock. And by the way, if you're wondering why Mao is already in Blade Unlocked form, let me find it. I know it's down here somewhere. Here it is. Team Potential. At the start of the act, enter a Blade Unlocked state. If an ally has died, this effect is lost. So basically, so long as everybody's alive, Mao has Blade Unlocked. So, that's just pretty solid. Let's see. I'm just gonna go for regular old beat up. And then I'm gonna go for... let's go for a regular bash. It should be enough to potentially get through. Then I'm gonna go for Stargaze, because we're gonna be able to activate it no problem, as well as core activation. Heathcliff's page is completely overpowered. As you can see from the insane amount of damage we're doing. Not to mention, with both Mao and Yesod applying a ton of paralysis, she really isn't able to do a whole lot. But that's perfectly fine. I like it when an enemy can't fight back. If we have a status ailment, we'll do that on Mao, just in case. Okay, phase 2. Let's see. I want to go... We need to restore a little bit of light. I'm gonna go Wing Voracious for knowledge. Right here, so we have the highest chance to potentially gain something. Then I'm gonna go for Puppet Strings. Puppet Strings again. And of course the final Puppet Strings. So, everybody now has Puppeteer Strings, which means we are going to be gaining a lot of extra value. I'm going to try and prevent her... Or no, she's just going to get that no matter what, huh? Well, in that case, let's go for Beat Up. And then, Double Shot, so we use it again. And then, we're going to go with Revenge. So, yeah. You see these blunt die? So, they're going to get +2 power, all of those. And then, if we're going against someone with Revenge, as you can see here, we're going to gain +1 power when clashing. Then, if our combat page has no effect, it's going to gain an additional +2 power. As you can see, there's no additional effect. And then, I believe... yes. Blunt Dice Power +2, Blunt Die Power +1, and then we have a double 2% chance to boost it by 1, and then we have a 5% chance to gain +1 if they have multiple status debuffs. And then we have an additional +1 if we hit the 4% while above 5 speed. So, basically, we can't lose. So let me see. Also, I figured out how this card works a little bit more. If users' charge stacks have same parity, odd even, as target's speed. Not our speed, target speed. So that's a reason it wasn't really working out for us. And then, yeah, we're just going to hold off right there. I'm going to go for a Colossal Discharge right here. And then I'm also going to go for a Multi-Slash right there. It's okay if we miss. Okay, recover a bit of health. Apply a ton of paralysis. Yes, I'm being completely fair and balanced. We're going to gain the +4 power. Yep. Oh, doesn't this just seem so fair? Oh, yeah. You know, it just seems really fair. There's absolutely nothing wrong with what we're doing. It's so dumb. Let me see. I'm gonna go for Overcome and a Multi-Slash. Oh, the game's chugging a little bit. That's okay. You know what? We're just gonna let everybody do their thing. Because she's gonna get her battle revive. So, basically a lot of what we do isn't going to matter since she's gonna revive and become immune to our damage. Now, we are able to heal a little bit as well as gain a little bit of stats. But overall, we're just not really doing anything right now. So we are debuffing her. Oh, she's going to be able to do absolutely nothing this turn. Hey, look, more blunt power. And then, well, okay, Regret doesn't actually benefit off of a lot of our stuff because it has on-hit effects, but we're still gonna take it. Okay, we're not gonna be allowed to do damage to her this turn, so we're just gonna have to survive. The time has come. 16 paralysis. Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be doing anything. Straining strings. She's able to block that. She's able to block the second one. And she is not able to block the third. Okay, get that damage in however possible. Remove a bit of that life, not that it matters. Unlock, recover a little bit of health. Astral Resonance, we get the +4. Big blocks and dodges. Okay, that didn't quite work out. Take a tiny bit, but honestly, she's just doing negative damage. That's what I like to see. I like it when an enemy attacks me and does literally nothing. So yeah, basically, Yesod's floor is, completely ridiculous. Clean doesn't do anything for us. If we have maximum light... You know what? We'll do Eternal Rest on Mao. And then, I'm gonna re-roll. Re-roll again. There it is. Ooh, the time has come. So do we? Yes, we do. So we have Flash Sakura. Powers increased by 1 for every 2 absolute differences between your speed and your opponent's speed, up to 5. Okay, tempted to go for that. Ultimate Sword, Camellia. Inflict 2 Feeble, Disarm, and Bind next scene. That's pretty solid. Overcoming Crisis, Hosenka. Gain 2 Strength, and of course, Boundary of Death. This page is not affected by the reduction in maximum value. If a die on this page staggers or kills an enemy, use that die again. You know what? I think we go for it. Okay, we need someone to clash, but overall, I'm gonna go for it. And then do this, so she's not able to prevent it. And then, you know what? Inflict some debuffs while we're at it, huh? Yeah, inflict a few debuffs. Bit of paralysis next turn. Okay, that didn't quite work out for us, but that's fine. Knowledge, and now the time quickly approaches. Alright, we didn't land it. We did not land the Boundary of Death. But you know what? It's the thought that counts. Need to work. We get a few more Puppeteer String. Counter die, gonna do a lot for us. Double dash, double paralysis. Good. Oh, you poor, poor little thing. Actually, I'm so confident that we're gonna win at this point that I'm gonna go flash Sakura and then let everybody do their thing. Yeah, I think we got it. I'm willing to say so. Well, you know what that means. Now our little Mao is gonna become ba 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 na na na. Older Mao has grown, become a thing. Truth be told, we're probably gonna use Nekki's combat page, but yay, our little Mao has grown up. It makes you wonder, how long have we been in this library if people are starting to age? The Reception of Orlando. One v one. Oh boy. Alright. Well, let's see what we're up against. 550 health. Endured everything except slash. Let's see. Gain a speed die on the 4th scene. At emotion level 5, if there's an enemy whose emotion level is 4 or higher, does not gain speed dice from emotion level bonuses. Huh. All dice on every 3rd combat page used gain +2 power, and its first offensive die gain 1 strength on hit. If the opponent this character clashed against last in a scene had 3 or more strength, gain 3 protection at the start of the next scene. Durandal gains twice as much strength from combat page effects. If only one unit is targeted by Furioso or Orlando, the page's type changes to melee. Takes no stagger damage, immune to immobilization when HP reaches 50%, uses a special combat page. HP does not fall below 50% before this happens. Corrosion. Restore 2 light. Easy enough. Dark Torrent. Draw 2 pages. Durandal. Draw 1 page. Gain technically 2 strength twice. Shadow Veil. Remove all status ailments. Okay, that's pretty legit. Glimmering Blade. If target dice are not counter dice, this page... If target dice are not counter dice, this page not clash target's combat page. Oh, so it ignores everything except for counter. Okay. Willpower. Combat start. Add die /3 to 8 to this character. Uses all melee combat pages seen. Oh, I see. So every single one of his pages gains an additional /3 to 8. When HP drops to 50%, add Furioso to hand. You know what? We'll try Gabura. Why not? Block, dodge, blunt. You know what? I bet you we can even get through that. This is going to be no problem at all. We're also going to focus Spirit. I don't think we're going to have Light to do anything next scene. Debatably, not a very good idea from my side of things, but... Vengeance! Okay, 3 strength. Easy, easy. I am going to go for Focus Spirit to counter that, and Upstanding Slash to counter that. With our 3 strength, we should be able to get through it, although we didn't get through that one. Okay, we got a tiny bit of damage in. That is fine. Let's see. I'm gonna go for Claws of Savagery, just in case that ends up working. You never know. The power of the wolf and the hunter. Go for Spear, and then I'm gonna go for Upstanding Slash. I don't know if it's gonna work, but he's gonna ignore our page anyway. Oh, okay. It's going well. Ruddled Welts. And then we will go for Cobalt Scar. Why not? Oh, he can't deal with us. What a shame that is. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna save on our stuff. Okay, we're no longer unclashable. Let's see. I'm gonna go for Spear, Spear, and then I guess we can go for Onrush just to see what happens. Why not? Out. Okay, we definitely don't have nearly enough power. I'm gonna go for Instincts. I think that should be pretty nice. And then Mimicry. Now, we're getting close to the point where we are going to be immune to Stagger. That is going to be really nice. I'm going to go for Great Split Diagonal. And then let's see if we could potentially stop the second Durandal. Get that dodge going. Prepare to become the Red Mist. Ow. Oh, okay, that counter die. Nullify incoming Stagger. Yes. And then I will also go... Smile. Okay, we need to get a lot of healing. Oh, right, she can't even use it. Whoops. Then, in that case, let's inflict some bleed and do a lot of damage. Hopefully we can get some healing off, too. Gain some strength. Next scene. $44 damage. I don't think we have the juice for this, but we're gonna go for a spear. He's only hitting us once with that, so let's go Upstanding Slash, and then we're out of luck. Definitely forgot I had the legendary buff, so that's fine. Counter die. I believe he's at 50% now. Okay, we still have Red Mist form for the moment. I'm gonna go purely aggressive here. Upstanding Slash here. Let's go for a Spear Furioso. When HP drops to 20%, add Orlando to hand. 18 to 26, Mass Summonation single use. Gain 1 strength next scene. Let's try and counter that. And then counter that. Okay, nothing else. We should become undetectable next scene. Or untargetable, rather. Okay, we lost Red Mist form. Oh, wait, no. We took stagger damage, so I assume we lost it. But apparently not. We don't have enough light. 13 damage. Okay. Upstanding slash. Right here. Then I'm gonna go for the spear. Right there. Alright. Okay, we're staggered because we lost Red Mist form, and I think we're dead. Well, you know what? This was the fairest possible fight we could have given. Quite literally, as close to base Gabura as it gets, and we did pretty good. I mean, could we have played it better? Yeah, probably. But most of our issue there was we were just kind of running out of light, which, you know, kind of sucks. The time has come. When the going gets tough, just use the best paints that we have. Now, that being said, I've had enough of you. So, fun fact, I've actually tried to do this fight with a couple other characters. He's actually pretty tough. Like, all things considered, he's handing it to me pretty, well. So, with that being said, when the going gets tough, we better get going. Oh, I tried to click the button. Lift the mountain. Combine tactics. 1 to 4 rolls 10. You love to see it. Hits us with Furioso, but we hit him with a debuff in return. There is nothing he can hope to do. This battle is already over. He just doesn't know it yet. Let's gain as much light back as we possibly can. And then I'm going to go for a multi-slash, and as soon as we get the unhappy face, here we go. Let's gain some stats. Still managed to win, even with him having 5 strength. Although it is getting a little bit iffy. But let's see what we can do. Mass summonation. Oceans of feats. And next turn, we are going to do checkmate. For the moment, though, let's draw some more, and restore some light. This should be enough to practically finish him off, but we're certainly going to see. As soon as we get the unhappy face, we are going to go all in. Here we go. Dude, Hot's floor is so freaking overpowered. The amount of extra power and debuffing and reduce their power in a clash is just insane. Alright, let's try this on for size. The Ice Seal Flower has arrived. Immune to all damage, ineffective to slash and pierce, and endured to blunt. Ice Seal Flower. Clear the pages in your hand and place the pages you intend to use in each act. On page shimmering, basically. It's shimmering. Applies 3 to 6 levels of Petals of Ice to all enemies at the start of each act. 150 chaos damage to yourself when a friendly character dies. So we have to kill all of our buddies to kill it. Immune to burn, bleed, and the damage from recoil damage. So, for example, we can't just dodge and do damage that way. Minus 75% damage from demon spirit and corruption. I'd imagine one of those is Erosion and one is Fairy. Applies 10 levels of Petals of Ice to one friendly character and one enemy character with the lowest health at the end of each scene. Change to 2 after 3 scenes. Used once every 3 scenes to apply 3 levels of Chaos Vulnerable, ranged skill book pages to friendly characters. So this is definitely AI. Cold Aroma. Gain 2 protection in the scene. On Clash win, 1 Ice Petal given 3 times. Warm Sunshine. When used, reduce the target's ice petals by 5. Bone Chilling Cold. If attacked, grant 3 bind next scene, and the target gets 5 ice petals. Then we have the Eroded. Does not die from anything other than the effect of Petal of Ice Flower. If your stamina is 1, if your health is 1, at the end of each scene, it restores all health to all enemy characters and reduces Petals of Ice by 3 to 5 levels. Applies 2 levels of Petal to Ice on hit. Give yourself 2 petals. If you have at least 50 Petals of Ice at the start of each scene, then one of your random resistances becomes fragile. A one-sided attack that hits this character applies 1 level of Bind and Chaos Vulnerability to the target next scene. 1 per act. Searching for Sunlight, gain 2 Ice Petals, inflict 1 Bind. Swing. Gain 3 Ice Petals, inflict 1 Bind and Paralysis. Ice Trajectory. Gain 4 Ice Petals, 2 Ice Petals given. Cold Diffusion. For every 40 ice petals of your own, all dice on this page gain +1 power. Give 2 petals 3 times. And Heat Absorption. Gain 4 ice petals for each match lost on the dice on this page. Restores 8 stagger resistance. Okay, a little confusing, but I think I mostly understand. Okay, command execute on that. Unfortunately, not going to be able to make much use of that. Okay, let's see what we can potentially do. We have a couple Unity pages going down, a bit of charge going down. We're just going to see what happens. Okay, we won that clash. I think that's good for us. Mechanical Cocoon. That's just going to be really nice. Unity Bolster! Okay, Cold Diffusion. Senator Civitas! Does not work for us. Energy Adjustment, also not working for us. Rebuilding Heart. We gain a bit of charge. Stargaze, meh. Could have done better. Unity Coordination. Who has the least stagger resist? Okay, we'll do Gleaming on Ivan! Go. See how that goes. I kind of want to go for Nebula Cannon. Let's see. All dice gain +2 power for each ally that has spent charge. I think we should be able to win that. So, +2, 4, 6, 8? Okay, yeah, we definitely should be able to win that. Increases stagger damage taken. If the value is 100 or more, the player dies. Okay. Interesting. So we're already getting a little bit close to dying. But that's fine. We will be fine. Let's see if we can potentially get any staggers. I'm gonna go for a Stargaze, though it might not work as well as I think. We got a few Unity pages, but nobody's using Unity, so I'm just gonna hold out. We're gonna go for Shockwave to try and see what we can do. End of the line to try and win that one. Energy adjustment. And it's going to be a little bit of an awkward turn. Nebula Cannon! Bone Chilling Cold. Okay, we don't win either of those. Everybody gains a little bit of their charge back. Bah. End of the line. Okay, those ice petals are looking nasty. They're looking... Oh. Confusion vulnerability to all allies. But we all gain... Huh. We have 24 charge, by the way, so I'm just going to go ahead and try and use this. And then we can go for... Senator Civitas. And we can also go for Bound as One. And then I'm also just going to go, like, all in and go for Unity Bolster. Then we'll go for Starfall Ultimatum. It'll cancel, but hopefully it'll be able to stop that mass attack. Go for Know Thyself. And Rapid Recovery, blah, 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 blah. Okay, then I'm going to go for Forked Bolt. And another Know Thyself, just to see if maybe we can stop some damage from coming down. Okay, that was a pretty big gunshot. That clash could have gone a little bit better, but hey, what are you gonna do? Unity Bolster, very good. Know Thyself. Okay, Counter Dice working out for us. Go for Courage on Cheesed, because he's the one with, like, all the big Unity pages. Data deletion error. Okay. You know what? We're just gonna go for it. Then I'm also gonna go for Mechanical Cocoon. It has a chance to win. Go for Multi-Slash here. Stargaze here. And then we'll also go for Civitas to try and win that one. Then, I can't go for Sable Termination, so let's go ahead and try and draw. And I'm going to go for add a random Unity page. Yes, please. And let's see. All allies using a Unity page. Yeah. Data deletion. Okay, that gets rid of a little bit of our frost. Multi-slash. Value. Generating some value. So we gotta try and prevent ourselves from getting to 100, although we're all pretty high on that list right now. What's our charge at? We have one whole charge, so I'm gonna go for Zweihander Blitz. Right here. Pretty solid chance of winning that one. I'm gonna go for some draw right here. And then let's go for Stargaze, and then we can have somebody else try and stop that one. Heavenward Strike should be a relatively good one. Unity Bulwark. Command Starfall. We have enough charge. Oh boy, this is going to be a bad idea. Zweihander Blitz. And then I'm gonna go for Rapid Recovery. Right here. Okay. Then Crossblade for more Unity. Rebuilding Heart. And end of the line. Okay, almost staggered. Once they are staggered, we should be able to kill. Not to mention they're gaining some petals. End of the line. Almost. Counter dice working extremely well in our favor. Nobody's dead yet. Let's see. Cancel. You know what? Emerald. Who do we think has the best chance of actually using Emerald? I'm gonna honestly say Ivanko probably has the best chance. Draw pages. Okay, we're really close to killing some of them. They have another one coming, so I'm just gonna go for Starfall Ultimatum. That's the best chance of countering it. And then let's go for Starlight Diffraction. Right here. Bound as one. Rebuilding Heart. Oh boy. Actually, I could go for Blackout Assault. Mass Summonation. You know what? Spend all charge. You know what? I'm gonna go for it. We're gonna see what happens. Hopefully it works out for us, but I guess you never really know. Then let's counter here, know thyself right here, and that's all we have the potential to do. Can't go for Faded Memory, so I'm going to go for Unity Bolster and Sedato Civitas. Then I want to go for Core Activation here, Mechanical Cocoon, and Value. Okay, two of them are staggered, so I think they're gonna die? I think. I'm not entirely sure. Everybody gains a little bit of charge. Starfall Ultimatum obviously doesn't go through because we haven't lost anybody yet. Bound as one. Rebuilding Heart, everybody gains a little bit of charge. Value for draw, Stargaze. Okay, Heat Absorption, a little bit sucky. Cozy ended up dying. Okay, but they did lose two of them. So, yeah, that seems pretty fair to me. Let's go for Stargaze. Maybe we'll win, maybe we won't. And then I'm also going to go for Energy Adjustment. Then, let's go for Zweihander Blitz. Sedato Civitas. And I'm going to go for Unity Bolster, Unity Coordination, and Sedato Civitas. And then I'm just going to go for Stargaze to potentially regain a bit of our lost stats. That's one draw. That's two draw. That's what I like to see. Okay. Unity Bolster working out very nicely for us. Almost a stagger. That is a stagger, so that's one down. Two stagger. The boss should be dead. Because she's going to take enough damage to where... Or rather, enough stagger damage to where she shouldn't have any stagger resistance left. Therefore, we win. And we'll also go for home, since no one's left. And False Throne. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what that means. It's time to make the stars fall once again. Goodbye. $141 damage. Oh, it's just that easy, boys. And with that, the ice has thawed. Alrighty. So, I know this is a little bit of a shorter one, but I think this is going to be a good time to bring this up. So, I'm not going to stop the Ruina series, but I do think this is probably a pretty good time to give it a little bit of a break. seeing as it feels like the amount of mods that I'm finding that are new are pretty spread. They're spread pretty far. Definitely not a whole lot of luck in terms of finding mods. So while I talk, I'm just going to show every single one of our up-to-date builds, just so you guys know where we stand. But yeah, overall, I'm not having a whole lot of luck finding where our mods are. So I think it's pretty much as good of a time as I could possibly ask for to just take a little bit of a break in terms of mod hunting and whatnot. Now, I do actually have another idea for a Ruina series in the meantime, while we wait for some more mods to crop up. Overall, I think it should be a pretty fun one. I can't say I know how long it's going to be. Truthfully, it's probably not going to be that long of a series. But basically, there's a couple hard mode mods that exist on the workshop that I'm thinking of installing. And then we're basically going to go through the base game with the hardcore mods, and we're also just going to limit ourselves to a single floor. Now, there is a mod, some of you probably already know where I'm going with this, but there is a mod that actually limits you to one floor. And also makes you do all of the ego fights on that one floor. So I think it should be relatively perfect. It'll be a nice little thing to do while I stack up like a couple of extra new mods, since, you know, it has been a little bit slow. Since this game is on the older side of things, combined with Limbus coming out, I imagine mods will probably pick up at some point or another, but at the moment it is just, you know, a bit of a dry period. And I do also fully realize that we actually still have mods on my list that we haven't done. So obviously we could just do those. But yeah, overall, I think it'll be a pretty good time to just do that fun series, because I've been wanting to do it for a little while now, but I just haven't really had the chance, considering how much we've had going at once here on the channel. But this seems like the perfect time to potentially do that. And like I said, it's probably not going to be that long anyways. So, I don't know when we're going to start that up, but it's basically going to be hardcore Ruina. And we're going to keep it, and I say this extremely loosely, baseline Ruina. Although we are going to have some mods, let's be honest. It's just not going to be, like, as many mods as we have here. They're going to be quote-quote themed mods, or just, like, utility mods, or bug fix mods, or potentially some class mods, some skin mods. I think that should be fair. We'll definitely just see how it goes. Feel it out, so to speak. But yeah, I know I'm probably repeating myself a lot. I'm sorry about that. I just want to be sure that I get my point across, because I tend to ramble and not get my point across at all, so may as well ensure that it's coming across now. But yeah, so we all know it's gonna be a Malkuth floor only, and then we're gonna have some hardcore mods, and yeah, our goal is just going to be to make it to Black Silence. since, for the most part, he's essentially like the final boss. Like, I don't want to say he is the final boss, because obviously there's the reverberation to go through and all that. But for all intents and purposes, he's practically the final boss. And I also don't think the distorted ensemble should have even been a thing that happens, like, after the credits, because it completely ruins the flow, but that's just me. But yeah, overall, I am really happy with, like, most of our floors. I think a vast majority of them have gotten to the point where, well, for one, they're just ridiculously strong. But for two, they all have their own, like, unique identity, and it's just, like, really solid. And, you know, some floors are just flat better than others. Not a whole lot I can do about that. There's only so many, like, unique passives and pages and books to pass around. Which is a problem that the, hardcore Malkuth mode will not have, since it's just going to be one floor, and we can just use, like, the strongest stuff there. But for here, we can only make use of so much before we start just flat running out of gear altogether. But all in all, everybody does have, like, their own little special thing to them, and obviously some floors synergize better with some things compared to others. But yeah, overall, I'm just really happy with where we are. Now, we are, like, pretty OP, and that also makes doing some of the fights and stuff a little bit more difficult, considering there's a very high chance we just steamroll it all together. Which I have actually been debating just having a floor that's, like, pure base, just to try and circumvent that, but then it's kind of the case of, like, what if we make ourselves too weak and then we're never able to really do anything? So, I don't know. There's definitely, like, a thin line that we have to walk in order to properly make do. And I just haven't been able to find that line. But, who knows? Maybe our tiny break while doing hardcore Malkuth floor mode only thing will make it a lot easier to sort of figure out what we're doing. But yeah, if you guys have any mod suggestions that I have not done yet, and you would like to see them done, be sure and leave them down below, because I am going to stock up as many mods as I possibly can, so that when we come back, we're gonna have plenty to do. And again, that's fully realizing that there is just flat some stuff we have not done yet, as well as 2 mods that we need to go back to and finish, one being the Aeon mod, and the other being the Turbulence Office. I had to rethink of that name. Turbulence Office, honestly, is probably going to be harder than the Aeon mod. But you know what? If you guys have any strategies for the Turbulence Office, be sure and let me know, because we're going to pull out all of the stops. At this point, Turbulence Office is going to be our big finale finisher. And then, well, I say that, but truth is we'll probably just do mods past it. But for all intents and purposes, it's going to be our big ¡1 finisher mod thing that we end up doing. There's a lot of, like, pages that I wish we could make use out of, But there's just not enough characters to, like, make use out of all the things that I want to make use out of. It'd be a little bit different if the Da'at floor didn't break with so many mods and stuff. Like, I feel like that would make life a little bit easier. But unfortunately, you know, it does break with a lot of stuff, so it is how it is. And with how many mods we have, well, Da'at basically just doesn't work on this save. Not to mention, it also, I think all the fights are going to be reworked, or, like, I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but I know it has, like, a huge update waiting to happen. And there's also the realization that hasn't been added yet. So, who knows? At some point, we will go back to Da'at. And that'll also make it a lot easier to, like, experiment with some of the stuff that we weren't able to here, since we just don't have enough people. But having that extra 5 would definitely help out with that, since, you know, that's 5 more pages, passives, combat pages that we're potentially able to just mess around with. Gabura literally only had Legendary. But yeah, overall, I think everybody has, like, sort of a build that just makes sense for them. Because I tried to give everybody a build for their character that just makes sense. Like, something that really fits you. And while I didn't always succeed, I certainly tried. So, at the very least, I think I give brownie points for trying. But, you know, maybe there could have been a little bit more that I could have done. But in some cases, it's literally just the case of, like, just not enough passives. If we had 12 million 6 fixers, or 12 fixers, and then, like, Mio's prowess, strongest, you know, then everybody could have been OP. But obviously, we don't have access to that, so, hey, you know, gotta make use of what you got. And like I said, I'm pretty sure we actually did pretty good with that, all things considered. And especially considering how easily we just steamroll most fights at this point, I'm willing to say that I think I've succeeded in terms of just making really strong decks. But did I succeed in making really lore-fitting builds for each character? That much I don't know. Like, there's definitely floor synergies and stuff, but did I succeed in that actual lore perspective for each of your characters? I don't know. I certainly hope so, but it varies person to person. So you'll have to let me know down in the comments below. And yes, I am rambling just a little bit. There's a lot of things to go through. So obviously there's going to be a little bit of rambling since I guess I could just leave you, like, in silence while showing off all the builds, but I feel like that'd be a little bit boring. Plus, I want to show where everybody is before the break. Oh. That way, you know, when we do come back, there's, like, been that time, if anybody wants something changed, or maybe there's been an update to a mod, or, you know, anything of that nature, then we'll be able to change it around and make it better. Or maybe it'll stay the exact same. I don't know. What I do know is a lot of builds have gone through a lot of changes, and yeah, I think they've all just kind of turned out perfectly. Too much so in most cases, but that's fine. What matters is we're having fun. Right? Yeah, we're having fun. Except against some of the mods. Like, there's some mods that make me want to pull my hair out. But you know what? In some cases, that too can be fun. It just depends how much of that you're willing to put up with, because not everybody's willing to put up with a lot of it. But that's the fun part about watching me. I'm willing to put up with a lot of just shenanigans, because apparently I'm a masochist. We are getting to the final couple builds. I do kind of wonder what happened to the head mod, which we did play. It's the one that added Zena, Bina, Claw. But it just kind of went away. But I really liked the Bina and Zena of that. And it also changed, some of the tags around, but that's fine. All in all, though, what are you gonna do? Sometimes mods are gonna be disabled, taken down, reworked in a way you don't like. It just it is what it is, quite literally. And, I actually, I don't like that phrase very much. To me, it just feels like sometimes people say it a little bit too much, like, oh, my mom died, it is what it is. It's like, is it? Like, or, oops, I got into a car crash, it is what it is. It's like, is it? I feel like there could be some stuff to maybe, fix that. But that's why I tend to not really like that. But in some cases, it quite literally is what it is, so, just gotta pick and choose when you want to say it, I suppose. I'm getting too old for this here generation. I don't belong in this generation. Or something along that line. But we are almost at the end of all of our builds. So, if you guys would like any changes to your builds, be sure and let me know, because we're going to have plenty of downtime and plenty of sort of brew time to change stuff around. So you got to let me know, but don't worry, you have plenty of time to let me know. Or if you're just completely happy with what you have, then I guess technically you don't need to let me know, but if you wanna let me know you want something changed, then we'll see what I can do. I've run out of things to say. But we are 2 floors from the end. And that's sort of another thing, reason I sort of want to spice it up and do that Malkuth Hardcore series, is because, as far as here, we've gotten to the point of strength where there really isn't much to say about most fights. It's like, I read out the passives, I read out the pages, and then I just kind of steamroll them with whatever floor I've taken. Which I feel like, while fun, does have its limits where it starts to get a little bit boring. So, I don't know. But I think for the most part, there's still a good amount of mods that completely just kick the crap out of us. But we're so strong at this point that there's not too many that can still do that to us. Like, one of our floors is going to be able to counter a mod big time. Be it Yesod, Hod, General Works. Like, one of our floors is going to be able to absolutely stomp on a mod. Usually it's going to be General Works, although Yesod getting Heathcliff's page has made that floor significantly stronger than it ever was, because Heathcliff's page is just utterly OP. Like, It's so freaking strong. It's unreal. And then, of course, Hod has, Page Wong's page, and then all the bleed synergy, and then the ultimate index proxy of Caius. So, you know, we have a lot of really, really strong things. Some of our floors are a little bit more gimmicky based, such as the one we're currently on right now, which is just all about White Knight. But while some are gimmicky based, others are just flat OP based. Except against power nullification. Power nullification is probably the one thing that can counter 90% of our floors, except for like the really, really gimmicky ones. Like, honestly, I think Tifereth with Exodia could probably still beat a power nullification fight. Maybe. Because it has so much, like, restoration, so much, like, oh, increase the minimum and maximum, or like, oh, I delete all my pages, but paralysis. So I don't know, I guess it just depends fight to fight, but there's an argument to be made that even a fight that's immune to status, inflicts power null, completely ignores debuffs, we could still probably find a floor that's like strong enough to counter it. So I don't think there's a fight, unless it like specifically locks us into a single floor. That's when it gets hard. But for the most part, if we're allowed to choose our floor, then we're probably gonna have some kind of way to beat it. You know what I mean? But hey, all in all, I think this has gone pretty well. I think a lot of our decks have just turned out stupidly good. Some decks a little more supporty, some decks more gimmicky, some more tanky, and some more just flat aggressive. But everybody has their own unique flair, and at the end of the day, I'd say that's the most important thing to walk away with. Everybody just kind of has their own identity in this series. Like, you look at let's say Mao. Mao's a debuffer. Mao does a lot of stress. And yeah. You look at Yesod. Oh yeah, he's the blunt guy. You look at Sally. Oh, she's the dodge and buff allies person. You look at Vera. Oh yeah, she literally only does slash. You know, just stuff like that. Like, everybody you look at has kind of their own unique thing, even if some people have a very similar thing, like Floor of Religion is definitely our biggest culprit of that. There's still that pretty decent amount of uniqueness person to person that I'm just pretty happy with it. Now, I'm completely out of things to say. This time for real, for real. But hey, what are you gonna do? There's a lot of builds to go through, and I can only ramble for so long before I start repeating myself. But we are now at the final two people, that being Dark Carmen and, of course, Roland. But yeah, overall, hopefully you guys enjoyed the mods that we have done so far. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more to come. But nobody ever died for taking a little bit of a break. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed the mods we've done up until this point, and hopefully you will continue to enjoy all of the mods that are to come. But that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.